Hi there, welcome back to another video tutorial. I'm Mark and I'm going to be showing you how to draw Tanjiro from the manga series Demon Slayer. So to get started, we'll start by drawing a line down the center like this, and I'm using blue so that these lines will kind of hide afterwards. We can erase those later. And then I'm going to draw where the eyes are going to go like that. So we'll divide our page in half like that. And then we'll draw kind of, we'll start with his chin somewhere down here. And we'll try to draw similar distance from here to about here, maybe a little bit higher. That'll be the top of his forehead. So we'll draw kind of like an egg shape. Don't forget, watch the video all the way through to the end because I'm going to show you how you can win this original copy of my drawing. All right, so we'll see you in a bit. Like this. This will come down and kind of point like that. Try to get these symmetrical. Okay, so now once you have that in there, we can go to his eyes, and he has pretty big eyes. So we'll draw these circular shapes, one on either side. Like that. And then if you were to draw another eye in the middle, that's how far apart those eyes will be, roughly about the size of one eye spacing in between. Okay, from there, if you go down, we can find the bottom of his nose. So we'll do these two little lines like this. Okay, and then from about here to the chin, if you find out where halfway is, just about the halfway mark, you're going to come up slightly and we'll draw a line across, and then right about here where his eye is, if you come down like that, that's where the end of his mouth will be, and it'll kind of dip down, kind of round up. Same over here, it's kind of round and come back up. And we could put a triangular shape here, like a shadow line there. Okay, for his eyes, you know, now these are kind of nice circles, but we want to try to get these a little bit more distinct shape. So we can kind of flatten out some spots like that and make them a little bit more horizontal. So this will clip down like that. So something like that, and we'll kind of do the same here. We'll come down and flatten this lower portion a little bit more like this. Come up. Okay. All right, so for his ears, if you draw a line coming off the eye somewhere about here, that's where the top of his ear will be. So if you come off this, and he's gonna have some hair in those spots. And then if you go where his nose is, kind of like the top of the nose, come over, that's where the base of the ear will be roughly. So you can come out like this. Hey guys, we're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year. So please help us out and click that subscribe button down below. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks. The same thing, kick it out. Maybe show a little bit more of the ear on this side. Okay, something like that. All right. Now we can draw the, let's start moving up from his eyes. So over here we can define these like brow, like eyelid type shapes. So this is going to be the top of his eyelid, so we can get thicker at the top, and then it'll point like this. And then on this side we can do the same thing. So this will kind of come like that, point this. I'm gonna do something. Continues and has a little bit of a thickness here. Then this guy comes across and it kind of extends a little bit beyond the eye like that. Okay, so we can have those kind of extended. We can put a little groove right here. And we'll do the same over here. Follow the shape like that. And then above there, we'll put his eyebrows. So if you come up, you can do these two lines like this, and then we'll come down, go across at an angle upward slightly. And then this will come and kind of point to the side of the head here. And then we can have the other eyebrow start there, kind of come up like this, and maybe this one kind of points a little bit straighter across. Like that. Okay, we can start putting in the eyes now. So I'll draw some circles, and his eye shape will be fairly large. So it'll take up almost the entire shape of the eye. So you have a little bit of white area around. You can do the same on this side, like that. And then again, these won't be like exactly perfect. You can kind of have like a little bit of jitteriness to it. Just like that. And then we can do some pupil, kind of like this black pupil here. And then inside of that will be kind of like a highlight. So we'll draw the pupil like this, and then a white highlight in the center. So you'll have like black around there. This will be shaded once you'll see the shading that we end up doing, like that. Okay, we can put some shadow, this like shape over here for his nose. Okay, let's add some neckline here. So if you come over where the eye is and draw a line like where the center of the eye is, so you can go just slightly to the side of that. And if you want to play with the proportions a little bit, you can do that. So then right around here we can come down, and then we can do the same on this side. Follow the eye, the center of the eye, and you can draw a line like that. And then we can draw his collar. So this will come kind of through his chin like this, and we'll extend this line beyond, same like that. And then over here he'll have like this shape that comes down to about right here, and then he'll have like a band that comes around like that. Okay, this can kind of hook up a little bit like that, and same on this side. Have this come around, because it's going around to the back side of his neck. And then we'll follow the same thickness here, roughly. And then we'll come down. And then it'll have a crease in the center of it. This detail line. Be a line in the center. One to the right. And then he'll have, there'll be like a fold here. So this fold kind of comes down, and then it cuts over, and then back like this, and it extends past this line like that. Then you can come down. There's going to be this circular shape. Now the circular shape goes to about right here, these edges here. So if you continue those down, then you draw a circle just like that. Okay, and then if you want, we can get his, you can put like a collar like this, extends there. This one to the other, going to show his shoulders a little bit. All right, just like that. All right, now we want to get his hair in place. So we'll start roughing in his hair. And I'll start over here on the left side of my page. So I'm going to come in and hook just under the eye, the little piece of hair like this. A little piece come down like that. So this is the part that's kind of like on top of his ear. So you'll see his ear through some of these places here like this. Come down. Be a piece that kind of comes down like this and then hooks like so. All right, up over here, after you get above his eyebrow, right around here, you can start to make these shapes kind of point inward like this. And then the center of his head is over here, his forehead. Now, if you go just to the left of that, that's where the peak of his hair is going to be. It's going to come down like this, and then we'll start going back the other way. All right, so this will be kind of like the center, and we'll have this like coming across that way. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do a couple more these pointed shapes. And then this one here again, if you go above his eyebrow, right about here, you can have one that comes up like that. Okay. So now on this side, we can have a piece of hair that is behind the side of his head here. And this one will come like this. And you have a larger one. And his hair is very, very pointy, the pieces. All right, so we do that. There's like a main one. We'll do another one like this. All right, and now as I'm going to join these together, I'll come back up here, and then we can kind of fill in the two sides. So right about here, roughly the thickness of his forehead from his eyebrows up, somewhere about there, we'll have a piece of hair that comes like this. And then this line here can kind of come, dip down, and flare up like this. And you have another piece that kind of comes like this. Just like that. All right, and then we can maybe redo this one here, since this will come and kind of hook up. And again, if you make some tweaks, that's okay. Just do it in this blue color. And then we'll have a like that. That'll kind of come down. And we'll flare this over here. Like that. And then we'll have another main one right about here. Kind of points up. Like that. And then over here we can pop one down, kind of pointed in this direction. And then we can get one that's kind of like in a down position, like that. Okay, so from there, we'll kind of play with this with the Sharpie afterwards, but in general, we have his hair in a pretty decent layout, and now we can create some lines. So his hair will be kind of this like reddish purple color, and then we'll have like black for kind of like the shadows. So I'll go in and just kind of draw some of these shapes that kind of follow the curvature of the hair. So I'll draw a few of these in like that. All right, now his ears down over here, he has these two like earring shapes, right? So we'll create this like circular shape here, and we'll do another one on this ear, on the bottom of the earlobe. Okay, and what I want to do here is create these hanging earrings. Okay, so we'll create like this line that kind of comes down, and then there's going to be a shape like this rectangular shape, and this is going to come down like this, somewhere to about here. So there are these long like rectangular shapes, and then we'll have a border at the top and bottom that's somewhat thick, and then on the side it'll be thinner, like that. And then we'll have a sun shape like this up here, this elliptical form. You'll have kind of like this rounded ground line, and then you'll have these like rays coming from this kind of like sun form, like that. All right, and this is going to be on top of his body. Now on the other side, this one here, we can have this kind of floating out to the side. So we'll do another line like this, and then this rectangle will be kind of like in perspective a little bit. So we can kind of go something like this, and then it's like that. So thicker at the bottom and top of this shape. The edges here, the long edges will be thin borders, and then we'll put the sun like that, and then we'll do this curve, and then we'll have the rays coming off of that like that. We'll add in a couple pieces of hair down here. Just like that. And we'll do some details for like what the ear shape in here. And I'm going to use a couple different Sharpie thicknesses so that it's not going to be really too thick for some of the detail lines. So once you like the forms, we'll add in a couple more hair ones here. So again, these will be the darker shades. Just like that. We'll do one more over here. So kind of come up, connect to this shape, kind of flare like that. There we go. All right, so there we go. We can add in some details over here as well. He's gonna have like this collar here. This front panel is gonna come across and kind of hook over slightly, kind of where this point is, and then we'll kind of point that back down. And then there'll be like this green piece here that kind of comes across like that. And then on this side, we'll have some shadowing that happens like this. This will come across and down. Like that. And then on this side, we can create these triangulated shapes like that. We'll put this lighter color of this collar up here is going to extend down like almost like a flap over here. And then this will kind of come in. This part of his jacket will come in and then come straight down. And he has almost like this white pocket with this kind of badge for the shape here. All right, and then on this side, the green over here, we'll have another green panel on this side of this jacket. So I'll go and use my Sharpie. So I have two different kinds. I have a thick Sharpie and a thinner one. So for a lot of my details inside of the face, I'll use the thinner one, and then the darker, thicker pieces, I'll use my thicker Sharpie. And again, like I said, if you use the blue lines as a guideline, but if you need to edit as you're drawing or you don't follow it exactly, that's 100% okay. One thing that we're missing is his scar on his forehead. So I'll use my thin marker and just outline. Okay, so if you want to get this original copy of my drawing, all you have to do is subscribe right now to the channel. Subscribe, press that button, subscribe, and we will select one winner and mail you out a copy of this.